If you don't follow these 4 steps for your policy and system, you can blame your team all day long. And you know what? They can't defend themselves. They're there to take your beating. And if that makes you happy, good for you. But at the end of the day, you can be right or you can get results. We've got several stressors in our life. We've got a great profession, but we've got to deal with overhead. We've got to deal with productivity. We got to deal with team members that are outside of our control sometimes. And the great news is all of these issues are addressed in depth in this year's curriculum at Orthopreneurs Summit. So please go to opsummit2023.com, sign up for the meeting that's almost sold out, that everybody's going to be talking about, that you really need to be at to be your best practice with the lowest stress and highest profitability. opsummit2023.com. Please join me there so that I can take care of you even better than you take care of your patients. Hello there, everybody. It's Dr. Glenn Krieger here with another episode of your 5-Minute Friday. Now, today I want to talk about policies and systems. It's something that's not very glitzy or glamorous. It's not something that people love to talk about. But all too often, we moan and we complain about how our systems don't work and how hard we work to teach it to our team. And our team members just don't seem to do these systems and policies. I mean, after all, they're so crystal clear. How can they screw them up? And I want to tell you something. There are team members who will not follow policies and systems. And then there are practice owners who make terrible policies and systems or don't do what they should and then blame it on their team. Now, I'm not saying which one you are because only you know the answer. But if you've ever been through EOS, and you've heard me talk a lot about entrepreneurial operating systems started by Gino Wickman, it's taught worldwide, you understand that for an effective policy and system, there are 4 steps that you have to follow, all right? And I don't care who you are. If you don't follow these 4 steps for your policy and system, you can blame your team all day long. And you know what? They can't defend themselves. They're there to take your beating. And if that makes you happy, good for you. But at the end of the day, you can be right or you can get results. And I'm trying to teach you something here that'll hopefully help you get results. So if your team is not following your policies and systems consistently, I'm not talking about a team where everything is locked in. And don't lie to yourself. Are your systems really locked in? Or they maybe need a little bit of help. So in your particular instance, they're not following a particular policy and system. Or maybe they're not following any policies and systems. But here are the 4 steps that you need to have for an effective policy and system after you've created it. See, that's the problem. People create policies and systems. So I created it. Why aren't they following it? I gave it to my office manager, and he or she was supposed to teach it to them. Here's the thing. You create a policy and system, and here are the 4 steps. First, it has to be taught. It has to be taught effectively. Not just, here it is. You've got to sit down, and whatever method that is, it has to be taught. Whether it's face-to-face, through video, whatever it may be, it has to be properly taught with an amount of time given to it. It can't just be, here's your policy and system. Are there any questions? It has to be taught effectively, and then you have to be able to measure. How do you measure whether or not it's happening effectively? How do you know whether somebody's doing what they should or shouldn't? And how do you know where they need the help and where they don't need the help? If you give them a policy and system and you're not there every step of the way to watch them try to implement it and measure the outcome, you have no way of knowing whether or not it's effectively happening. And the third thing is accountability. Who's accountable for what? Yeah, you've got a policy and system. Is one person supposed to do everything from A to Z? Or are there handoffs? Are there places where a manager or somebody's supposed to step in and help along the way? And last but not least is continuous improvement, where you made a policy and system, and that's great, but how are we going to get better at it? What can we change about it to make it better? Where are the areas that we're struggling at? And that's the question. So again, if your team is not following multiple policies and systems, I would argue that it's not the team, but it's you. And you need to change the way you're doing things. And again, you can complain about it all day long. You can blame them as long as you want. And you know what? Like I said, they can't defend themselves, and you'll get it your way. And you know what? It may not work ever. Or you can look in the mirror and ask yourselves, did you teach it effectively and the time that they needed? Did you measure it? Did you look to see what's working and what's not working and how to make sure that it's happening effectively? Did you hold people accountable, right? You tell people there's no phones in a team meeting and then someone pulls out a phone. You say, hey, John, I really need you focused right now, okay? There's no phones in the team meeting. Can you please put that away? Or do you wait for the meeting to finish and you're pissed off and angry and then you blame John? Who's accountable and are they being held accountable? And then how are you making them better? Or does it just sit in a binder on a shelf, never getting any better? There's a lot more to policies and systems than this. This is a starting point. And again, be honest with yourself. If policies and systems are not working out in your team and your practice, is it really your team's fault? Or maybe, just maybe, you might want to look in the mirror about this one. I hope this helps. Much love to each and every one of you. Please, please, please go to opsummit2023.com and sign up now, okay? You've heard me talk about the free limo guarantee. What's the free limo guarantee? You go to this meeting and after day one, it's not the best business of ortho meeting you've ever been to. I will pay for your limo back to the airport. I'll pay for your airfare. I'll give you back your hotel fare. I'll give you back your registration. I'll make sure you are made whole and a free limo to the airport. So go sign up at opsummit2023.com. It's in Orlando. We've got an amazing lineup for you. It will be the meeting that everybody's going to talk about for the rest of the year. We're about 85% full. Room block is 90% full. If you don't sign up soon, you will not get a fabulous rate on the room. And much love to each and every one of you.